angel insights. You know, sometimes it's really, really hard to make decisions, to just get through our day when we feel that we need some advice, when we feel we need somebody's opinion. So I'm going to tune in today and get some angel insights to whatever's going on in your world right now. I'm Psychic Medium Connie Rose. Welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before, and thank you for coming back if you have. So let's get to it. Take a moment. Choose either the beautiful butterfly 1, 2, or 3. And we all know butterflies are all about freedom and transformation. And there's no coincidences. So let's see what the angels wish to share with us today. And don't forget to stay to the end, because I always give you an opportunity to win a one-on-one reading with me each month. And check out in the description all my upcoming events, because there's so many. Hope to see you soon. Let's get to it. All right, number 1, let's get into this. I feel as though your angels are sharing with you, an absolute golden opportunity. Golden opportunity. There's 2 cards that literally, I didn't even get to shuffle much, 2 just dropped out. So there would be signs and synchronicities happening around you that are undeniable. And if you're missing them, it's purely because you're too up in your head or too busy or rushed, because they're everywhere. Your angels are coming in to really usher you onto the road where you're meant to be. We've got have confidence and life purpose cards. Oh, golly gosh. Okay, so have confidence. I'll get to these cards in a minute. I want to put them down because I want to keep channeling what I was being shown, because I feel like you're getting ushered, you're being gently pushed by spirit into the right road for you, the right road. And I feel as though you may feel like you're already on it, but there's what did we say? There's plot twists. There's turns coming up ahead. It's like you're coming into a corner, but you're not sure where the corner turns. I know I took the kids on the school holidays to some water slides, and I went on a water slide and it went pitch black, to the point where I was going around the corners, and I absolutely had to surrender and just have complete faith, not knowing what direction my body was going to be thrown in. So I was actually it was quite uncomfortable for me. So it feels as though you're on this water slide at the moment that's pitch black, and it's just taking you wherever you need to go. Now, you can do 2 things. You can be tense and be rigid, and when you go around the corners, potentially hurt yourself. And when I say hurt yourself, not physically, it's more so that you'll be rigid and exhausted and frustrated and not trusting, and in that space it can be very uncomfortable. Or you can literally trust the process by making a decision. How do we trust? Well, how to trust someone? They basically make a promise and you keep it. That's trust. And so if you want to build trust in your relationships, let people know that when they say something, you expect them to follow it through. But also with yourself, when you say something, make sure you do it. Now, my dad's very aware of this, but when we were growing up, my dad would always say we were doing something, and then a lot of the times we actually wouldn't do it. And as a small child, that really shook me to the core because I was like, well, why wouldn't you do that when you said you were going to do it? I remember we were going to Queensland for a holiday for many, many years, and it didn't happen. It eventually happened, but it didn't happen when he said it was going to. So I'm very mindful of what I say to my children now. Well, I don't want to say maybe we'll do this, but I won't say we're doing it exactly on this date. Or if someone's coming to visit, I actually won't tell my children until I know they're on the road or at the door, because of that feeling I got as a small child, being told one thing and not actually receiving it. And I feel like there's a little bit of trust that's building for you personally at the moment, not only in relationships, but definitely with spirit. And the signs and synchronicities are coming to you because there's a golden opportunity that's arising that I feel is just around that corner. Just around that corner. And my cousin actually, Kit Dale, if you don't know him, check him out on socials. He's very good at what he does. He's a professional jiu-jitsu fighter, and he lives in the States. That was like a plug for my cousin. But he once said to me, and it always stuck, that just before the light, it's the darkest. Just before the light, it's the darkest. And I feel like that's Spirit's message for you today, because it's like you're going around on this water slide of darkness, or this tunnel of darkness, just trusting the process, not being too rigid and going with the flow. The easier you just surrender and let yourself go right now, the smoother the transition's going to be, because it's coming. It's just around the corner. You may not see it because it might be actually quite dark, but how do you see a light when it's daylight compared to how do you see a light when it's dark? It's bright in the darkness. And that's what this is. Spirit is definitely coming through to let you know that wherever you're getting guided right now, it's a trust factor. It's a surrender. And it's coming up for you. And I'm doing this, so I know that there's money involved here as well. So I know cost of living's a little tricky for all of us, but I also know that my hand's doing this and I can't ignore it when it does it. And I know that represents money. So know that money is flowing to you. And when I say that, I get blocked. So working on that relationship with money, because this is a golden opportunity, and gold is coins, gold is bullion, you know, the type of gold, whatever you touch turns to gold, you know, the Midas touch, like it's all coming in. And this is what Spirit's showing for you in this reading. Now, I want to go back to the cards. The first ones have confidence, because when we lack confidence, it's that self-doubt. It's like talking ourselves out of something. And it was really interesting how we perceive ourselves and what we suggest who we are, because how we see ourselves is true to us, regardless of what anybody else says. And I want to read this to you. It says, moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence in yourself. Confidence in God is enough, along with knowing that God works through you and with you in all ways. Lean upon us if your confidence wavers, and we will buoy your courage and faith. Now, it doesn't have to be like a religious God. It can be the universe. It can be spirit. It can be whatever your belief system is, source. But that higher frequency of love and light, call it in, because it's interesting. And I also feel like sometimes we can actually say, well, I am confident, but lack self-esteem. So you could be someone who's like, you know, really likes to chat to people and be the life of the party, or start an event, you know, or something like that, where you just go out and you do it. But then the self-doubt creeps in, the self-sabotaging thoughts, the talk. And that's the self-esteem, where you think maybe potentially you're not good enough or deserving. And there's a bit of that needs to be shifted, because once you do that, my friend, the life purpose card, this is I would suggest what they're showing me, most pivotal change yet for you. And it says the purpose of your life is to serve in a way that brings great joy to yourself and others. Don't worry about finding your purpose. Instead, focus upon serving a purpose, and then your purpose will serve you. And well, I can't ignore this. You see, he's got his eyes closed. He's looking down and he's got all this support, this angelic support around him. And he's going internal. He's feeling at peace, at one. And that's what's going on with you currently. When you turn inward, there's a lot shifting for you. Party invites, holiday invitations, celebrations, singing invites, dancing invites, expressing yourself creatively. Toastmasters for some of you, meetup groups. There's opportunities here for you to go out of your comfort zone, but to get amongst it. Spirit is here saying, say yes to these invites. Go along. If you want to leave early, but go. Because your next step involves relationships. And relationships are simply trust. And if you don't have a relationship and trust with yourself, it's going to be hard to have it with others. Acceptance. And just to tie this up for you, my darling, see yourself and others through the eyes of the angels with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential. And again, I can't help but see how many angels are in these cards for you. There's a lot of angels veering you into a different road currently. And it's like it's just around the corner and you can't see it, but I know it's a golden opportunity. Be mindful of the conversations that you have, the people you meet, the feelings you feel. And when you hear yourself in your mind saying things that might not be helpful, just notice them. And noticing them is 80% of the battle. And when you do that, just say, I'm okay, I've got this. I'm enough. Whatever your little mantra is to yourself, just to reassure you and put the thoughts to a stop. And that, my darling, is your reading for number 1. Don't forget to stay to the end so I can give you an opportunity to win a one-on-one reading with me. Mwah! All right, angel insight for number 2. You know, this one's making me feel a little bit empty in my belly. You know, when I used to be young, I used to go and have sleepovers. I'd be so excited to have a sleepover at a friend's house. But once I got there and I knew I wasn't going home to the next day, I had an empty feeling, like a homesick feeling in my gut. And that's the type of energy that I'm getting with this one. So your angels are coming close to let you know that they're aware of this sense of emotion, this sense of emptiness. It's like in the pit of my belly. It's quite deep. And it's almost like a core feeling that you're prepared now to work through. So there's something that's amiss, whether or not there's a emptiness because you're living an existence that wasn't something you signed up for, whether or not there's someone missing in your world, whether or not you feel as though something's on your mind, like you have to correct something that you potentially have said in the heat of the moment. But I feel like it's something missing. So let's see what the angel's insight is for this feeling. Now, if you don't feel this, know that I'm certainly getting an energetic sensation around my stomach area. And this could be in different forms for different people. And I get, be honest with yourself. Sometimes we feel a certain way and we don't even know we're feeling it. A lot of the times I realize how I'm feeling when I start expressing myself to somebody or journaling. When I get it up and out, it's the first time I hear it. Didn't even know I was feeling that way. No wonder I was an arsehole yesterday. You know what I mean? And it feels as though there's a realization that you're ready to work through some core issue that's been sitting, fermenting in your stomach. And whether you're doing a cleanse, a detox, a colon cleanse, a parasite cleanse, whatever it might be, but it feels very much digestive area. But in saying that, if it's not something physical, it could always be something that, you know, where you go, oh, I couldn't stomach that. That conversation, I couldn't stomach that. That person made my tummy turn. Like there's something here in this one. So be honest with yourself. This is what we get. So there could be something you're avoiding, but you're ready to see it. General reading, take what resonates. So look into your heart and you will know the truth of this situation. You'll understand what this is that you're ready to deal with, or you're facing, or it's going to come up for you. It's safe to admit the truth to yourself, for we will support and guide you through any necessary changes. Lean upon us for courage and the strength to take good care of yourself. Focus only upon your true desires and they'll come to you upon angel wings. And we all know where our energy goes. No, where our focus goes, our energy flows. We all know that. So when you're ready, and I feel like most of you have done this already, but for the ones that this isn't resonating for yet, hang in there, because you intuitively picked this reading. So hang in there. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't go, nah, this is not for me, and just go to the next one. I am adamant that the angels are showing me that this is your reading, because it's time that you have a real good look at maybe the example I gave you about me being, homesick. Sometimes there's a feeling that you want to go home, but you're not sure where home is. Whether it be, an old house you used to live, it might be a past life connection. It might be a starseed connection. It might be anything. And sometimes we don't know what that is. But how do we nurture and fill that space? Well, that's what I'd like to know. Let's see. Assertiveness. Oh, this is making me feel queasy. Some of you have got something on your mind and you don't want to say it, or you can't say it. And, sometimes there can be breakdowns in relationships of people that are actually no longer here in the physical. They're in the spiritual realm now. And it's like, well, I had so much to say to that person and you never got the opportunity. It could be some of that happening for us as well. But this says this situation can be healed gently and with love, as you've requested. So it's something you're aware of and you're ready to work through it. Yet there's also a need for your strength and your truthfulness. Be honest with yourself. Your truthfulness with the other people involved. We will stand right behind you as you speak your truth, giving you strength and guiding your words. So it's time to voice whatever this emptiness is. There's no more time for you to avoid it, ignore it, run away from it, or pretend it's not there. And it's just an energy. When we look at it as just an energy, it's not as threatening, it's not as scary. So there's a few things I'm getting here for you. You can do a few things in this healing journey. It's a big healing journey for you. The angels are sharing with me that you can absolutely look in the mirror and give yourself a good talking to and be honest with yourself and share with you what it is you need to hear. What is it you're avoiding? Face up to it, have the emotions and feel it, because when you bring it up and out, you then start the healing process. You can write a letter to all the people that need to be spoken to, your old self, your future self. You can give it to them if you want, but I tend to just burn it. Because a lot of the time when I have things to say to people, it's about me more so than them. And it's about the fact that I had minimal boundaries or no skill set to know better. I allowed them to act like that and all this type of stuff. So I'll go and write a letter to myself and forgive myself and be compassionate because I didn't know better. But we do now, don't we? And then I burn it. and transcend it to love and light, and ask the universe to take that and help communicate it to their higher self. And once you receive that self-love and permission for yourself, you will become a clearer channel with more compassion, because it's compassion that's lacking for this emptiness in your stomach. It's compassion, and it's compassion towards yourself, but also understanding that other people that may very well be involved also had no skill set outside of what they used. It's interesting too, this could be very much based on parents and those that come before us, ancestors. And I've said before in my readings, I remember years ago I went to a retreat and everybody was going around the circle in my early 20s talking about how their parents messed them up. And I was like, geez, what are these people doing? It takes a responsibility, Jesus Christ. And then it got to me and I was like, I don't know, my parents were fine, you know? And then over the weekend at this retreat, we started unpacking things, and then I realized a lot of things that I had experienced weren't normal, but I thought they were normal because that's what I was exposed to. And then when I gave myself permission to feel, I was like, then my parents did this, and then their parents did that. And it was such a beautiful healing process for me. It had nothing to do with my parents. It had everything to do with me. And I wrote letters, burnt them, and went through that healing process. And that's what the angels are bringing to you as a tool or a technique, because the card I get to finish off is pleasure. And it says Divine Goddess, because your life purpose is purely to connect with pleasure, joy, and love. And once you relieve that emptiness, that empty energetic feeling, by just taking a moment to tap into it, feel it as an energy and let it pass through, you then allow yourself to feel joy, because right there's your solar plexus. That's all about joy. That's yellow. That's vibrant. Wear yellow clothes. Eat yellow foods. And that, my darling, is your message for a little bit of insight from your angels for number 2. Don't forget to listen to the end, because I have an opportunity for you to win a one-on-one reading with me. Okay, now finally, our beautiful black butterfly. This one's solid. This energy I've got here with this beautiful one is solid. The uniqueness of you as an individual is next level. It feels as though your spirit team is coming through to let you know that you're absolutely on the right track of allowing yourself to simply be you. I don't feel like you're comparing yourself to others, but if you are, it's a big no-no, because nobody's like you. Nobody's like you. And it's interesting because the other day I went and picked up the kids from school and I had bare feet, because I ground as much as I can doing this work. And I know grounding's very important for you. And as I was walking in there, a little kid came up to me and goes, "Why are you wearing no shoes?" And I looked at him and I said, "Why are you wearing shoes?" And he's like, "Well, we're at school." And I'm like, okay. And I said, we're not meant to wear shoes. I don't know who said we're meant to wear shoes, you know. Shouldn't be telling kids that, but, you know, that was the conversation. But my point being, people were looking me up and down because I didn't have shoes on. But society says you need to wear shoes. Well, by rights, shoes are very, they can really make our backs, our legs, our feet deformed in a way, because we're not meant to walk that way. So that's why people go and get inner soles, or some people actually have to get one shoe, you know, heightened, I should say. And Spirit's showing me that it's okay if you want to wear bare feet. It's okay if you want to wear something different, because that's you. And the originality of who you truly are is only shining not only shining, but is shining the most it's ever shone now. They're really giving you an indication that it's time for you to go out on a limb from your heart, not your head, and not from anything that, any embarrassment, anything that's happened to you in the past, or anything you fear that will happen in the future. It's all about your heart and who you personally truly are. There goes the postie. Check out the mailbox. I feel like you'll be getting something exciting in the mail, some of you. Oh God, that'll be good, eh? I can't ignore when I'm reading what happens around me, and the postie just went zoop. So let me know if there's something in the post, in the comments that you got. And it feels as though you might want to also pop something in the post for someone. And this would only be a small percentage of you, but I feel as though it's like you've got something to give or say to somebody who's gone through a bit of darkness or deception or grief at the moment. They've lost something or someone they love, and it's just a little note just to say, I see you. Yeah, that's just for a small percentage of you, but yeah, get that done, pop it in the post. All right, so entrepreneur and law of attraction. Okay, so for some of you, it's like you've got a business idea, or in work you're looking at something different, or you want to expand and bring a different service or product or modality to what you already offer. Now, this is new for you. This is uncharted waters. And Spirit's actually saying that in the right headspace, this will flow beautifully. But it's the point of difference and the originality that will make it so much more successful. It does say self-employment as an entrepreneur. It says self-employment suits your disposition and intentions. Working for yourself allows you to better follow your intuition and divine guidance. We are your co-workers and teammates who remain loyally by your side to ensure your success in all ways. So even if you're in a job at the moment, you work for someone else, or you might be retired, or you might be in a situation where, it's not as easy to just pick up and start your own business. It's one step at a time. Start small. I was a sales rep for many years, working full time, and when I started doing readings, I would have clients maybe on a Thursday night and a Saturday for quite a while before I could transition. So some of you are in a transition stage, and we all know we need an income, but your ideas have merit. But your originality and who you truly are is going to make all the difference. So bring in your personality and make sure you are true to who you truly are. If you want to be barefoot, be barefoot. If you want to sing at the lights in the car, sing. If you want to compliment strangers. Things that a lot of people don't do because they're worried about what other people think, and the other people a lot of times don't give a shit, or the other people are complete strangers. Law of attraction. Each thought is an investment that pays immediate dividends. So invest wisely. You have the power to choose your thoughts and align them with love, peace, and harmony. At your request, you've already been doing this, haven't you? You've asked the angels. We will gladly attune your energies to higher frequencies. And from that higher frequency, that's where you manifest. Yesterday, I had to make 2 payments on my internet banking. And I had to get a code every time because they were both new people I was paying. And the code wasn't coming through. And I tried it a couple of times. And then I literally sat there wanting to pay this person so much because I was excited about the service I was receiving, and when I pressed it, I went, oh, and I felt the emotion that code was through, it was paid, and I had the service already, and I was doing it and being it. And I was living it as if it was true. My emotion was heightened. Bang, the code came through. Then I went to do another payment immediately after for something I didn't really feel as connected with. It was just a payment I had to make. I didn't really care. And I tried to do the same emotion, but I couldn't actually connect with that emotion. But I tried, but I was almost bullshitting myself. And I went, ugh, and the code didn't come through. So I went, this is a beautiful example of the law of attraction with that heightened emotion when they come immediately. I had it as if it was true. I was feeling it. I was excited. The emotion was real. Bang, it happened. 2 minutes after, I was trying to do the exact same thing with the emotion would have been a 10% of that heightened emotion, and it just wasn't happening. I started working on it. About an hour later, I went, okay, I'm really going to try to do this. And I had that heightened emotion again, and again, the code came through. Take it or leave it. It's just an example, but I know very well that your ability to manifest is next level. As soon as you shift from spending too much time on what other people feel or think about you, you step into your personal power. Because whatever your product, service, idea is, it's a great one, but it's going to be 1,000% better when you bring in your personality, your originality, because nobody is like you. You cannot compare yourself to others, not even for a second, because that will slow the process down. And just to finish off, I'm going to get you one more card. Thank you. Restriction. That's all behind you because you've got the joy guides. Because it's time that you start being truly you. Unshakable faith that you know what you need. And change it. If you keep going and it needs to be critiqued, critique it. But keep going. And that, my darling, is your reading for number 3. Now, as you know, each month I give away a free reading, and this will be the last one for February 2024. This is your last opportunity to win a free reading with me. So what I would like you to share in the comments. Okay, I've got it. I would like you to share in the comments one of your blocks or one of your challenges to know when Spirit's communicating with you, or if it's your thoughts. Or one of your challenges to you don't have the faith that Spirit's there at times. Because I am happy to comment and reply to your comment with a tip or trick that I use. So write down a block or a challenge that you come across when you don't know if it's you or Spirit communicating with you. And I'll give you a couple of tips and tricks and I'll reply to your messages. And that is how you're going to enter to win a one-on-one reading with me for February 2024. Thank you so much for tuning in, beautiful souls. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and all those things. And check out my upcoming events in my description. And I shall see you again soon. Now, don't forget to be kind to others, but especially be kind to yourself, because you're the only you. Mwah. Peace out.